welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books that I read in April. April was a good reading month for me, which I'm really happy because I was slightly disappointed in myself in March, but I kind of stepped it up in April. April started off fairly good, but then towards the middle of April got really rocky. I ended up getting pneumonia, and so I was pretty much in bed for almost a week or so, and I really didn't get to do much reading just because I was so tired and all I wanted to do was sleep. But then I got back into reading once I got better. Then Dewey's 24-hour readathon did take place on April 29th, and I was working a little bit that day, so I wasn't able to spend the full day reading, but when I got home, I just decided to read, and then I ended up spending pretty much that Sunday reading as if it were the readathon. So I did get a lot read this past weekend. So the first book that I read in April, The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the fourth and final book in the Raven Cycle Quartet. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it just because it is the fourth book in the series, and the Raven Cycle series is very, very complex. It's probably one of the hardest book series to give a synopsis about. So I did finish that. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The ending was unexpected, but I really, really liked it, and overall it was a great series, and I highly recommend it. I'll probably maybe do a review video on the whole series once I can kind of jot down notes and figure out what I want to say. Then after I read The Raven King, I was skimming my bookshelf thinking about what I wanted to read next, and for some reason I decided to pick up A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This is the second book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I just wanted to reread it in anticipation for the third book, and I'm so happy I reread this. I just cannot wait to read the third book. This is a 5 out of 5 star book for me, and I don't want to go into any details because it is the second book in the series, but I will say this book is just it is amazing. I mean, you read this book and you're like, what was the first one about again? It feels like so little happens in the first one compared to the second one. Just so much happens. The story just takes off. It's crazy. I decided to reread Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. I was having trouble deciding kind of what I wanted to read to kind of get started into the readathon, and I didn't want to pick up anything too daunting. I just kind of wanted something light and easy. Graphic novels are just so easy to kind of read through and get your spirit up and get you into the mood of reading. I had already read Seconds maybe about 2 years ago, and I decided to reread it. I really love this. This is an adult graphic novel. We follow our main character, Katie. She is a chef, and she is trying to open up a new restaurant. She currently works at a restaurant called Seconds, and she's trying to open up a new restaurant, but things go wrong, and she finds herself being able to redo the events that went wrong that day. And so it's really interesting. I really like it. I love the drawings, and it's a really fun graphic novel, and I really enjoyed it. And also I decided to listen to the audiobook of The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. This is the second book in the Heroes of Olympus series, which is a spin-off series of Percy Jackson. I don't want to go into too much detail because it is the second book in the series, and I am about halfway through it, I would say, maybe a little bit less than halfway through it. I've just been listening to it to and from my commute from work, and I believe I'm on part 5 of part 11 on the audiobook, so I'm almost halfway, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying this one a lot better than The Lost Hero, which was book 1. And this is actually a reread for me, but for some reason I just couldn't remember anything that really happened in this one. when I went to go start The Mark of Athena. So I decided maybe I should just reread it because it's been so long since I've kind of picked up this series. And lastly, I did get a good chunk read in Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the second book in the Illuminae files, and this one reads quicker than Illuminae. I think it's because in Illuminae, this is a young adult science fiction book, and in Illuminae there's a lot of like scientific facts. You're learning so many names, and you're learning about like different warships, and like so much is going on. It took me a little while to kind of like get into Illuminae and like learn what was going on and recognize like names and stuff. So in Gemina, yes, there are definitely new characters, but you already have an idea of what's going on, like the main premise of the story. So I was able to get about about like a third of the way through, maybe almost halfway through, and this one I feel like has a lot more like empty pages with like just like drawings, because it is written in a interesting and really cool format with instant message and video footage and schematics and drawings and stuff like that. So far, I am absolutely loving it, and I'm really excited to see where the story goes. Alright guys, well that is it for this video. Please comment down below and let me know some of the books that you read in April, and let me know if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned. I did not purchase any books in April because I knew that I would be purchasing books in May, or one particular book in May. A Court of Wings and Ruin, like that is going to be the book that I read in May, and so I knew if I bought anything in April, I'm not going to read it. Anyways, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in another video. Bye!